Thank you, Mr. President. Dave Munger, one of the co-chairs of the Citizens Stormwater Task Force. We would strongly urge you to, I'm sorry, am I looking at the right resolution?
Are you dealing with waters of the U.S.?
I was going to say I'm way over my head, but that's probably a bad simile. We would strongly urge you to support the advisory ballot question 1B, which most of you voted to support and earlier.
And this is in reference to some parcels and how some of these parcels fit together. Is that correct on this one? Is this the one, or is this just a?
Yes, the last whereas clause makes reference to the issue that you're, that you've asked about.
Right, it's about the contiguous parcels that we're wanting to be put together into one property for the
Purposes of establishing a fee, yes, sir.
correct. Yeah. So I think that this is something that would be beneficial for us as we go forward to be able to do this. So I don't think there's any questions about it. Or is there questions, Councilmember?
I assume this is on tomorrow's, to be voted on tomorrow, because the election is next week.
Correct.
Okay.
If it is not, it should be. It was of course supposed to be because of the election. And so if it is not on tomorrow's agenda, I'll make sure that it gets included in the added item agenda for tomorrow.
Okay, Councilmember Miller.
I just wanted to give a heads up. I worked with the rest of you to try to make the IGA as good as it can be, and I think it is. I think if the citizens vote to approve this, I think it's going to be a good structure. It's going to provide transparency and accountability and do the job that it's supposed to do. But I also said at the time that when I get my ballot, I'll have to make my own determination and make sure that I can determine what the fee is going to be and whether my family can afford it based on what's going to be. I spent nearly an hour trying to figure out what my fee was going to be last week. I had the El Paso County Assessor's website open. I had a tape measure out. I had the calculator that the task force provided. I couldn't get the calculator to work, both on my PC and on my iPad. Subsequently, Kevin Walker did go on the assessor's website. He took a stab at what my driveway size was and sidewalks and patios, but I couldn't figure out whether a deck counted, whether a cobblestone patio counted as impervious surface. So bottom line is, when I haven't submitted my ballot yet, when I make the decision, I would essentially have to be signing a blank check because I don't know how much I'd have to pay. And while I may be willing to do that, I don't feel comfortable urging other people to do it. So I won't be supporting the resolution, though I did support, and I still support the IGA.
Council member, if I could, we've had other people like yourself who have asked for some help with the determination of how much they might pay under the IGA. We've been able to resolve that to, I think, all of their satisfactions. I think if it would be helpful, we could certainly come up with a largest and smallest amount that you might be subject to paying.
Well, I just think that at this point there are, I mean, I'm usually not a person that has a problem with numbers. But I'm looking at a lot of the people who are going to have to make this determination. They may be, and they might not even have access to the calculator, and they might not have access to the El Paso County Assessor's website. And so, you know, just for me to be able to not do that, it's hard for me to, you know, some of the neighborhoods I've walked with a petition and with some other things, it's hard for me to go to those folks that I know are struggling and say, you know what, I know you don't know how much it's going to be, but you really got to do this. I'm not comfortable. Maybe they will assess that based on their own personal situation, but I don't feel comfortable as an elected official urging them to do so without having all the information.
I'm fairly certain that a deck that has has openings between the slats, between the boards, will be considered a pervious or a permeable surface. The cobblestone patio is a different question, and I'm not sure that we'll know that answer completely until the authority sets itself up. But I think we could, in every case, come up with a large, thank you, here's the largest amount you'd pay, and here's the smallest amount you'd pay, and my friend here will rescue me from whatever I say.
Actually, I just wanted to add that as the chief answerer of emails and website inquiries, that we have had no other complaints of that nature, so I don't know if it was the gods of technology frowning on you that particular day. We've had questions about where people could calculate their fee on our website or how those calculations were made, but on the whole, everyone that has asked how to calculate the fee seems to be coming up with an answer. So I don't know if that reassures you.
Okay, thank you.